when most Americans are divided by, well, an extremely divisive president, to be honest, Rasmussen reports found something they can actually agree on, and it's going to surprise you. Most Americans believe undercover government agents helped provoke the Capitol riot, and the latest Rasmussen reports poll makes that very clear. 61% of voters believe it is likely that undercover government agents helped provoke the Capitol riot, including 39% who think it's very likely. 30% don't think it's likely undercover agents helped provoke the riot, including 18% who say it's not likely at all. But what's even more interesting is the fact that 70% of Republicans, as well as 57% of both Democrats and unaffiliated voters, believe it is at least somewhat likely that undercover government agents helped provoke the Capitol riot. And let's bring in Rasmussen Reports head pollster Mark Mitchell to discuss these polls, who actually joins us as well from CBAC today. You know, Mark, this really surprised me, because typically we see Democrats or Republicans kind of align with what media they watch. So this tells us that the liberal constant banging of the drum that this was an insurrection by Trump supporters, insurrectionists, actually isn't having the effect you would think on Democrat and independent voters, Mark.
Well, I think there's a reason specifically that the Democrat numbers look really high, but I want to rewind a little bit and just say for the first time, these numbers actually do give something that Trump supporters should look at for the Capitol riot and take away as a positive, because that event absolutely scarred the psyche of Americans. The polling was just crazy, and the spin was so effective. And we have to remember that a week after the Capitol riot, 50% of America wanted Trump removed from office and indicted. And that was not just all Democrats. It was 25% of Republicans. Now, I think when the Capitol investigation came around, people were a lot more suspicious and thought that it would potentially be politicized. The numbers never really got that high for that, although there were about 45% of the country that was still really inflamed about this riot. But the number never really got over 60% for people who thought that the Capitol riot investigation was important. And so for the first time now, we have this 61% number is more likely voters think that the event was provoked by federal agents than actually think the investigation into the event is important. So I think that actually tells me more about the investigation. Now, specifically the Democrats, that 57% number is crazy. 57% of Democrats think the event was provoked by federal agents. But here's the thing. I think some of them actually like that it happened, because 50% of those who strongly approve of Biden think it was provoked by FEDS. So those people, and not the ones that somewhat approve and somewhat disapprove. So if you strongly approve of Biden, you trust the government, and you think the government was in there provoking a riot. So I think they're happy about it.
That's really interesting. And I also want to get to another question you asked when it comes to how Americans feel about the J6 footage being made public. 86% of Republicans, 78% of Democrats, and 75% of voters not affiliated with either majority party all agree that it should be made public. And 58% of adults overall say it's important for it to be made public. Now, there's a poll that Democrats are pushing out, I believe today, that tries to suggest otherwise. So tell me about these numbers and your takeaway. And I don't know if you've seen that other poll. I think it just came out, but it's very different.
You know, I trust our numbers, and it's the same methodology we always use to predict our elections accurately, and this number is important. Now, by itself, I would say that Americans just generally like transparency. So 80% number, that number doesn't surprise me, and the fact that it's bipartisan and across all political affiliations. But what does surprise me is comparing it once again to how many people think it's important that the investigation gets to the bottom of the riot. 20% more likely voters want the videotapes released as compared to only 60% who think that the investigation is important. And I also think it's important to compare it to how voters rate the job that the Jan 6 committee is doing. And the fact is, the ratings are really bad. I think it was only a 47% combined excellent or good for that. So Americans don't think they're getting the answers. They want these tapes released.
Yeah, and we do too. And we're trying our best to get them. Mark Mitchell, thank you so much joining us from CPAC. Always good to see you. Have a good time.
You too. It's great here.